One greetings from the high 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans. Thanks for joining me. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend and have a prosperous week. This information I'm bringing to you is from Chatham County Police Department. First upload at 10:29 a.m. When you go onto Twitter, you will see a very disturbing photograph of the workers, agents, officers on the ground searching for Quinton Simon. And it shows you how serious this search is. Very, very serious. Hold on one second, you guys. One moment. Sorry about that. Today we begin another week of searching the landfill for Quinton Simon. This information is by Chief Hatley. If you need verification for the information, please go to Twitter. The photos and videos we've shared over the last 4 weeks show you what a massive yet painstaking effort this has been for every single person involved. We have asked the teams on this search to endure the physical, mental, and emotional burden of reporting to this landfill day after day, knowing that the chances of finding Quinton's remains are low. And we are proud of every member of the Chatham County Police Department, FBI, GBI, Chatham County Sheriff's Office, and Georgia Department of Natural Resources, who has performed this duty with unmatched professionalism. At this point, we do not have a scheduled end date for the landfill search. Meanwhile, our investigative team continues working diligently to uncover and collect every piece of evidence relevant in this case. We remain committed to keeping you updated about our search for Quinton, and we promise we will continue to share important developments as quickly as we can. Someone's reply. Lily Hayes says, I know it has to be heartbreaking. Praying he is found soon. Regardless of how I feel about what's going on with protesters and the suspect still being able to sleep in their own home, we can all agree we just found him, so justice can be served. G. Off Twin says, my thoughts and prayers are with the searchers. J.N. Mitchell replies, I admire all of those in search of this baby. Your efforts are deeply appreciated. And that's the message today, is that while many of us got up this morning, were able to put on clothes this morning, pour a cup of coffee this morning, eat breakfast this morning, get our car, walk, ride public transportation to work, breathe. Somebody did not this morning, and his name is Quinton Simon. And these people on the ground, I don't know if there are women involved or not in the search, but these people on the ground painstakingly are making an effort. Let me make that clearer. Present tense for somebody that needs to hear that. Presently are continuing to search for Quinton Simon. And he says there is no end date as of yet. Or does somebody need to hear that? And as this commenter says underneath this tweet, somebody's still living in their house this morning. Come on with it, Queen. Somebody's got time to get up, eat and sleep and slumber and play on the internet while a baby is minuscule in a landfill. Somebody got time to play mind games and phone tag while their baby is in the landfill. You see, you're not hurting nothing on this internet but yourself. Because we're not searching for a child where we are. We're going about our business. We don't have anybody running around doing anything. Anything. It is utterly disturbing. Utterly disturbing to see the photograph of the landfill and know that somebody is responsible for this baby. And they have breath in them. And they're walking around breathing, taking up oxygen that they do not deserve. You've been afforded the opportunity to walk the earth when you stole a whole life with no regard, while these people are exposing themselves to the worst of mankind and what man has put on the earth, which is filth and debris, at the expense of a baby boy. Thank God for these people who are on the ground searching for this child. Because without them, where would we be? This is cruel. Yes, he is feeling the queen. This is atrocious to be continuously talking about a child entering into week 6. See, sometimes the words alone are enough. Massive yet painstaking effort this has been for every single person involved. Physical, mental, and emotional burden of reporting to the landfill day after day, knowing that the chances of finding Quinton's remains are low. And yet this has become a game to his relatives. We're not going to call you mother and grandmother anymore. His relatives. This is a sick story. I'm grateful that they were able to return, because imagine the worst case scenario had the storm been horrendous down there. They may not have been able to start back work today. So God said, I'm going to favor all of you in this general area to make sure you can go back to doing what you were doing the week before. Because I got a plan. That baby has got to be found one way or the other. As we would say in the street, by all means necessary. He's got to come out of there because he doesn't belong in the landfill. He doesn't belong in the landfill. That's not his home. And where he slumbered his short journey on this earth, he didn't belong there either. That's why they're looking for a baby boy in the landfill. Amen. Yes, God had a plan. I'm not going to touch the dirt because there's something in there I want to come out of there. It don't matter how high the waves go. It don't matter how strong the winds go. But on this day, it ain't going to be over there. I can make the storm go all around Savannah if I want to. And I can push the water back because he's done it before thousands of years ago. Let me take you to church. But on this weekend, I said, I'm going to hold the water back. I'm going to hold the winds back because I want my child out of there. I ain't worried about them bio relatives. I got this. And I'm going to use them people on the ground till I can't use them no more. Because there's a baby in there. And I want him out of there. And I ain't worried about what nobody talking about on no YouTube or social media. Because I can shut it down too if I want to. And I ain't worried about nobody enabling nobody that snuffed out my child. I'll handle you later. I'll handle you later. God showed favor to Savannah this weekend because he wants that baby out of that landfill. So he ain't worried about no internet. Come on, Queen. He ain't worried about Buck Halter. He ain't worried about no chief. He ain't worried about no protesters. He ain't worried about no relatives. He said, I got work to do, and I'm going to get him out of there one way or the other. So y'all just keep playing and doing what you've been doing. But you can't come across me because I've run this. I run this. I show favor. Not no man, not no woman, but I run this. And that's what somebody needs to hear today. That God, he's got this. He had a plan all along. And he's at work right now. So all that silly pettiness folks talking about and doing in the background, that ain't nothing but white noise. That's why he already know. I handle them, Queen. I ain't worried about them folks. I ain't worried about what they talking about. I'm going to handle them on my time. I got that. But right now, the focus is Quinton Simon. Because he ain't never been the focus. That's why I let the wind stay still. I let the water stay still. Because that's my child out there. He didn't belong to Leilani Simon. He didn't belong to Billy Joe Howe. And he didn't belong to Bubba Moss and nobody else. That's my baby. And I'm going to make sure they get my baby out of that landfill. One way or the other. Let me say this before I check out of here. When you are a child of God and you know what he can do, cheap talk is cheap. This wire up here ain't running nothing. Never has, never will. Because see, when you walk by faith, everything else is mediocre. Everything else is mediocre. Talk is cheap. Walk by faith and not by sight. So ain't nothing on the ground with 2 feet running this here pertaining to Quinton Simon. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. See, God got it. He had it in the beginning. We don't have to like how he moves. We don't have to like what is going on, what is visual, what don't seem right, but he's got it. And ain't no amount of enabling, trolling, doxing, crybaby, fake tears, crocodile tears is going to stop what God has ordained and what he got planned. He said, I got this. So to those bio relatives, the time you spend on the wire, maybe you should go to the landfill and put yourself to use. Because God got a plan. The time you spend running around and hanging with Satan's spawns and evildoers, go sit at the landfill. Go sit at the landfill. Go put a hazmat suit on and make yourself useful. Instead of sitting in lawn chairs and living off the land and sucking up free oxygen that you don't deserve, why don't you go to the landfill and make yourself useful? Why don't you at least pretend you care for your alleged baby? How about that? Just pretend you care just a little bit. And stop spending all your time up here on the wire, because this ain't nothing but the devil's workshop. You ain't figured that out. But see, Satan, he know what he doing. He ain't doing nothing but using you. And let me tell you, he ain't paying you nothing. Because he ain't never paid nobody nothing. Walk by faith, not by sight. Make yourself useful. and go help out at the landfill instead of playing around with YouTube. How about that? You want to do something useful? Go put your hazmat suit on and go out in the landfill and find your so-called baby. Give YouTube a break. Because it really ain't what you want, baby. Because let me tell you something. If it's God's will, where you gonna be, it ain't gonna be no YouTube. Come on with it, Queen. Ain't gonna be no internet when you want it. You'll have a certain amount of time to play on the computer if they allow you to have an iPad in the county jail. Come on with it, Queen. Only so much time to scroll a YouTube channel to see what they talking about. So you just enjoy yourself right now. Because it's going to be a short journey. So you just enjoy yourself while you got your free time to play around. Prayers for the searchers. Prayers that they find what they need to find to bring this story to an end. Please go into my extensive library of content, 1,700 plus videos. The one story I want you to follow is Camille McKinney. One of the suspects has started trial today in Birmingham, Alabama. Derek Brown, female suspect, is standing trial today for the kidnap of Camille McKinney, a toddler out of Alabama who was dumped in a dumpster. And they found her. Let me say it again. They found her after 10 days. Somebody didn't hear what I said. They found her in the landfill. Look at God. That trial starts today. The second suspect is facing kidnapping charge, African-American female. Her co-conspirator has already been found guilty. Last month, Patrick Stallworth. She is now on trial today as I speak in a courtroom down in Alabama, facing kidnapping charges of a toddler girl who they murdered and threw in a dumpster. So don't tell me what God can't do about dumpster dumping babies. It can be done. It can be done. Camille McKinney, better known as Cupcake. Please check out the said information. WVTM covers this story. I will be back later with an update pertaining to the court proceedings in Birmingham, Alabama. And I tell you to go check out this case and in my library to give you hope for Quinton Simon, because she was a 3-year-old baby girl discarded in a dumpster and she was found. She was found. God is a way maker. I ain't worried about nothing nobody else talking about. I ain't worried about what nobody else doing. I ain't worried about nothing. My prayers are on the people on the ground actually doing something. Because like I said, talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $ Big Angie, 129 Cash App. All stickers and chats are welcome during my live. I'm waiting on a report this afternoon pertaining to Derica Brown, who's facing kidnapping charges out of the state of Alabama. I will bring you that said update pertaining to that case. And I also need to bring you information pertaining to a third suspect indicted in the young Dolph's murder case out of Memphis, Tennessee. This is Everyday Shenanigans.